Because they want control. I mean, they want control. They want to control. They want to control in the same way they control.
So they recognize the potential of it, and they 100%. Wanted to head it off of the path.
They want to control, or they want to put it in a headlock. They don't necessarily want to stop it, but they want to make sure that they control it in the same way that they controlled social media, in the same way that they control the press.
So how are they trying to do that?
Censor. I mean, so it's the AI. Think about it as the same dynamics that cause censorship to happen on social media were also going to happen in AI. And so there's a couple steps to it. So one is you just want a small number of companies that do AI because you want to be able to put them in a headlock and control them. So you basically want to have a government, you want to bless a small set of large companies with a cartel and set up a regulatory structure where those companies are intertwined with the government. And then you want to prevent startups from being able to enter that cartel.
And how would they do that?
That's a threat to the control. So it's a concept called regulatory capture. And so the way, and this has happened many times for hundreds of years. This is like a very well established kind of thing in economics and politics. So suppose you're a big bank, suppose you're Jamie Dimon, you run J.P. Morgan Chase. Like what's like the biggest possible threat of what you could possibly face? It's that there's some disruptive change that comes along that upends your entire business. You're Kodak.
Right.
You're Kodak. You're
Right.
making a ton of money on analog film, and then digital cameras come along and you get destroyed. And in your obituary, it's like you're the idiot.
Blockbuster Video.
Blockbuster Video. Like that's the cautionary tale. Those are the ghost stories that those guys tell around the campfire at night. Right. They're just absolutely terrifying.
Right.
And like business schools teach you, like that's the one thing you do not want to do. And so there's two ways to try to deal with that. One is you could try to invent the future before it happens to you, but that's hard because you're running a big company and these startups are out there doing all these crazy things, and can you really do that? And it's hard and frisky and dangerous. The other thing you can do is you can go to the government and you can basically say, okay, we would like to propose basically a trade, which is we would like the government to put up a wall of regulation. Right, we would like the government to put in place rules, right, that are potentially thousands of pages long, right? And in fact, the more the better, right? We want a very, very, very high bar for regulation for what's required to be in this business because I'm a big company. I can afford 10,000 lawyers and compliance people, right? I voluntarily put myself under basically the government thumb. But in return, the government has erected this wall of regulations such that the next startup comes along and the next company comes along and just literally can't function. And by the way, this is literally what happened in banking. So pre-2008, pre the financial crisis, there were many different banks in the country, big, medium, small, and lots of new bank startups every year. People would just start banks, entrepreneurial banks of many different kinds. After the financial crisis, we had this problem called the too big to fail banks, right?